Welcome to the REthink Roundtable podcast by Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices Select Properties. I'm your host, Brett Murray, Marketing Specialist at Select Properties. Each episode, we'll be interviewing a real estate professional and discussing a new and helpful tool or technology for real estate agents. On this week's episode, we talked to Laurie Duepner of the Laurie Duepner Real Estate Group in WingHaven. We talked to Laurie about some of her favorite tools, as well as her involvement with the National REthink Council. Enjoy! All right, so let's get started. I guess I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi guys, it's Laurie Duepner out of our WingHaven office.
So today we're just going to have a general conversation. As many of you know, Laurie is our National REthink Council chapter member. So we're going to talk about a lot of different things today. Some social media strategies, some helpful and unique tools that her team is working on, and a lot about what REthink is doing on a national level as well. So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about some of the tools you guys use, some of the unique things that your team does here in the St. Louis region.
Sure. Well, to get started, I think kind of some of our favorite tools, which I think one thing that's setting our company apart is the tools that our agents are able to utilize. One of our favorites, of course, is being SkySlope. We're using it daily. Most of it is Kim in there tracking all of our, business through there. But not only tracking all the communication between ourselves with our clients, it really keeps us organized. I don't know what we would do in the world without DigiSign, so they did finally make me convert off the online forms version and get on to DigiSign, and our clients love it. The user friendliness of it absolutely makes this business so much easier. The checklists are one thing that we have really been striving to improve on and putting them into SkySlope to make sure we are all on the same page. Going through with their follow-up calls that we can put in there into our checklist, it'll go up to 2 years. So we've really put those in there to kind of keep us organized through that. And then throughout the app with it, so many times am I sitting in a closing or with a client or going between appointments and need to pull up a document that we can just kind of pull up on our phone. So SkySlope by far is something that we use multiple times a day. That's definitely one of our favorite tools that keeps us going.
Well, and some of those tools are relatively new to SkySlope as well, aren't they? So, it seems like that's one of the tools that's constantly updating and really trying to work with these agents to find out what you guys use best.
I absolutely agree. And their support in there is great too if we ever have any kind of problems going through there. But I do feel like SkySlope is always improving. I know some agents had some kickback when we switched over to it, and I think it's made a tremendous difference in our business once we started using it. And it does keep getting better. Website is another one, and kind of all of the tools that it does, not only just being able to customize every inch of it so we can still show our BHHS brand, but really just going through there to set us as a part as a team. We utilize the e-cards all the time, so thank you for your development on those. But also, we plan those out for the entire year. We do a lot of our own for some of our community events as well, so that's one thing we really like to use. The CRM side of it, I used Top Producer for a year, and by used I really just mean paid for it because I don't think I really used it too much. Yeah. But I do think our website CRM really does everything that would use for us as well. We're really big on using that. The contact management as far as keeping your birthdays, anniversaries straight, getting them in there, letting them get all of our drip marketing, going through the Seller's Edge, the marketing reports that kind of come through there is something really big. And the bulletin board, which we can kind of talk about more as well, that is something we use very strongly out in our offices as well. We've sold a few listings off of that and also have had buyers that have got them on there before they did. So that's something I think that is huge. Company-wide, they have one as well that we've kind of started playing with and I think is getting better. But again, is only as good as how many people use it. Same as the bulletin board.
So explain that bulletin board a little bit more. So what is the process sort of from start to finish with that?
So we put every one of our listings always go in there as soon as we get them. We'll put them in there, throw a picture in there, kind of give the basics of it, that it's coming soon. That way it can get broadcasted to all of our agents. You do get them every single morning, whether you want them or not. I suggest taking a look at them, but we'll put in there, beds, baths, pictures, any descriptions we can. The prices are in there. That way we can kind of market them to our own company before they're hitting the general public. Same as buyers' needs. With the inventory really low, we have found some great properties that we've ended up writing on before they've even hit the market this year, just within our own office. So if you're putting your listings up there, if we see them, or if you're looking at anybody's buyer needs and, oh, I know one, it might be a month away, but at least to be able to give those agents a heads up that, hey, this is coming.
Yeah. Well, and that's something that's really quick and easy and doesn't
it
have
takes
a lot
2
of
minutes.
effort behind it. Yeah. So why don't we switch gears a little bit and talk about sort of the social media side of things. So what do you think that your team does sort of uniquely on social media, or what really drives your business on social media, since it's such a big platform that we do so much business on anymore?
Oh, I think social media is huge. We absolutely get a lot of business from it. We try to put all of our listings on there as well. I think it's a part of our marketing plan that makes us unique. I don't think it's all of it, but kind of encompassing everything in there. We have our 2-week marketing plan, and social media is a huge part of it. So we can go in through there. I mean, every listing is a little bit different. We try to get them through there, get the coming soon. We try to be very consistent on social media. Putting them on there is coming soon. Getting them on there when they're listed, getting on there when utilizing our listing videos has been big. But also just what's going on with our team. So not even from a listing only standpoint, but we really try to be as involved as we can with everybody. We do a whole lot of client appreciation events, so sharing those on social, any kind of home improvement ways that we can. Julie just put out a great one with the fairs that are going around that really got a lot of interaction. There's a lot of great stuff that you guys can share in there. Your plan should be to be everybody's expert. So I think it's really important to kind of do a variety of things on there while being consistent to give them a good idea of what you are and what you can represent for them.
Yeah. Well, and I think that really shows too that you're familiar with the area, you know what your clients are interested in, but also stuff that they may not even be aware of that's going on in their area, or that they could really find useful. And if you guys establish the name that you are the go-to team to find out what's going on in this neighborhood or that neighborhood, that's really helpful. So, I mean, at least coming from, the consumer standpoint. So,
yeah, I think that's big for us. Your testimonials, I think Real Satisfied was a great tool. You just made me think of, so once we can do those and link those to social as well, I mean, it's just like any other kind of shopping. When they're shopping for an agent, it's the same as, them shopping for a new TV. They're going to look at reviews. And I think if you share those on there, give those people that way to research you. They do link to your website as well. But just give them another avenue to really read and get a better idea of you as an agent and as a person.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's something important to mention too, is with anything on social media, I think you want to be sure not only to post, the great graphics that you guys come up with and everything, but also linking back to that website and really using that and that built-in CRM to be able to really filter those clients and be able to get them to your website and to your contact information, rather than just posting it on your personal page and, hoping someone comments that they want to buy the house, which we all hope for, but, really actually getting them to go and do the research on a home that you post or an event that you post and reach out to you so you can reel them in the rest of the way. Going off of that a little bit, why don't we talk about the blog that you wrote for the National REthink chapter and some of the results of that great survey that you did. I hope everyone had a chance to see that by this point.
Thanks. So, and thank you everyone that was involved in helping me with this survey. If you all have specific questions or anything, absolutely feel free to reach out to me. Basically what I did, if you didn't get it, I wanted to kind of gain a better understanding. My job as part of REthink was I had to write one basically on the social media do's and don'ts. So I conducted a survey wanting to see what everybody is doing, and then on the flip side, what the consumers actually want to see. So I didn't exactly publicize the full results on there. I did kind of touch upon it in my blog. And then also some results that I just got from NAR. So which was really similar to what our agents did. It's right about 91% that are actually using social media in their business. But so many people were saying that they needed help with it. So it was my hope to kind of give you guys some ideas that could help you utilize social media better. So as far as effectively promoting your listings, as far as picking different social media platforms. Obviously on their Facebook one was huge, both from the consumer and the realtor side, but also different platforms, whether it's Instagram or Snapchat or Pinterest, YouTube. There's a million out there, but just you don't have to necessarily use them all, and to make sure that you master one, before you do, and find out what your goal is and where your clientele is. We really tried to touch upon the personal side of it. Like I said, with our social media, we really want them to get to know us as agents and people. So getting them to see how we are with our own individual families and how we are with clients, and, the cute pictures at closing and all that. That really gives them that feel of who you are so that they can relate to you. They want to hire you. So I think it's very important to kind of be yourself on there. Going through, the different things that they were really wanting. As from a consumer side, they really wanted to see the listings, which was one thing that really surprised me by far in everything. They want to see your listings in open houses, whether they're in the market for them or not. That one was over 90% of them that want to see them, which I know you're putting them on there. But also they want to see the community information and events. They want to see about the areas that they live in. They want to see your promotion and testimonials on there. They want to see video. It really surprised me the amount of people that aren't using video in any kind of way. So just making sure that you're finding out whether it's just a listing video, if it's you talking about a listing. Video is huge, so I think that one was one that they really want to see. And as far as just your marketing updates, so find your own way, put your own spin on it. I think is really the most important thing on there that you can do.
And jumping in about that video aspect a little bit, I think that's something that we've heard about for so long. Like, video is so huge, but everyone's so afraid to do it. And it's not that bad, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you can speak from experience, because I know you just shared your, whole blooper reel and everything from some of your recent video shoots, but it's fun in that way, I think, though. You can always edit it
unless
down,
they're live.
Unless they're
get in trouble
live,
with those.
But there's so many great tools out there. Videolicious is one that I know a lot of agents use, and so many different tools at their disposal when it comes to video. So I think that's a great tool that definitely should be utilized, because it's much more personable, and then they get to see who they're going to be working with if they choose to work with us. So
yeah, we use Videolicious for them all, pretty much. And going through, and yes, I will say, on the subject of being real, that blooper video got way more attention than my actual blog ever did. So I do think they want to see you in your normal way, as much as you might kind of get some ridicule for it. They are wanting to get to know you better and to see how you really are. So I think that's real important. Just be yourself and don't worry about it. Don't worry about what you're going to look like on video or sound like, and just be you. They don't care about that.
So what are some of the platforms that you looked into with that survey specifically? Did you broke it down by different social media platforms a little bit, right?
We did. We broke it down on the realtor side of kind of what they're using, which really looked like almost 90% are using Facebook at least weekly. From the realtor standpoint, about 30% are using Instagram. Snapchat, as far as weekly, you're looking at like 9% that are even getting on there and utilizing it for any kind of business. The rest of them were very minimal. So we broke it down into Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, Google+, and LinkedIn. Very minimal participation in those, I would say. So I think the most, obviously, that they're on there are Facebook and Instagram, which is also going to be on your demographic. So find out what kind, where your clients are really using, what your goals are on there. So from a consumer side, it was over 95% that are on Facebook at least every day. At least every day, we're at about 25 on Instagram, that they're at least getting on there every day. So then we wanted to see what kind of posts they really remember seeing. Like I said, listings was an overwhelming response on what they wanted to see and what they were actually getting. So listings were on there of 97% actually remember seeing the postings on there, and 87% want to see them. So they're actually interested in seeing the listings. They're actually interested in seeing your open houses, whether they're in the market form or not. That just gives them an idea of what's going on in the market, so they can have that idea, because they don't look at it every day like you do.
Well, and I think the important thing to remember with these platforms as well is not only are are these numbers, obviously this is a lot of numbers we're throwing at you all, but those numbers are going to continue to grow regardless. I mean, there's only going to be more and more platforms that we can use. So I think really focusing in on those numbers, especially the consumer numbers that you gave, with like 25% of people being on Instagram daily. I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot of people when you give the full sample size and everything, but that is when you're considering that that's 25% more business that you could have.
And I think Instagram's growing as much as I'm just now learning to really utilize it. I need my son to probably teach me more. But those other platforms are growing with your clientele, and I think once more the millennials and all are buying these houses, which is a huge, huge chunk of your buyers out there, they're going to be more on these platforms than others. So I think that number is going to keep going up.
Well, and the great thing about Instagram and even Snapchat is, I mean, it's essentially a built-in listing for you. I mean, the Instagram is you post, 4 or 5 photos of the home and put the details in the comments section and link to it in your bio. I mean, link to your website in your bio. Built-in listing right there on a social media platform they're already using. So that's great. And Snapchat, sort of same idea. You can post little walk-through video tours of your home. I mean, that's huge considering we pay for most of those services, and those are free to individual agents to use. So I think, why wouldn't you use those? So what are some unique things that your team is doing right now with some of your listings or with your buyers or sellers?
I think a couple unique things. I think number one, our team setup makes us a little bit unique. It's something that's definitely brought a lot to us and to our clients this year. So kind of always having somebody there, whether I'm traveling these few times a year for REthink, or if, God willing, I get time with my kids and stuff, to always have somebody there. So we meet every Monday morning and we go through, number one, everything that's possibly going on with our team, but also we are a Ninja team. So we do, as far as our Ninja tracker that we go through, that we go every single week. We have it as a shared document so we can look at it every single day, what's going on with the team. So if somebody's out of town, somebody's always there for our clients. They always know exactly what's going on and where everybody is in the process. So that's been big. Our photography is very, very important. So if you all are not using a professional photographer, I very, very, very strongly encourage you to do so. We've done a lot, depending on the house and the need, as far as drones, where we've started utilizing those. And then we've just started kind of playing around with virtual staging as well. So one thing we've really noticed is we really have to find a way to separate yourself and kind of give that client a little bit extra from there. Our listing videos that we do that the company provides for you, making sure that you're including those on your presentations, make sure you're including those in social. Like I said, our nosy neighbor is definitely something we do that does set us apart. I will say we're very spoiled with our partnerships that we have. So if one thing is for you to go ahead and build those relationships, not only with your clients, but with your vendors. That has been huge for us with setting ourselves apart. Our photographer, if I call her one more day and beg her to squeeze me in, the next day she might fire me. But having those contractors that you can always call that are going to do you those favors, so making sure you build them up as well. We send all of them a lot of business, but as far as our photographers, our lenders, our contractors, if we've got an appraisal that comes in and we've got work that's got to get predicated and done that week and we're closing that week, have those people there that you have those relationships with that can go ahead and take care of those things with you.
So one of the reasons that you're here today, besides obviously being, a new team with some innovative ideas, is you are a part of our National REthink chapter, our National REthink Council, I should say. So what has been your experience with that so far? I know you've done some traveling and worked with them on a lot of different things, in addition to writing blogs and all the other great things that I see. Tell our other agents sort of what you've been doing behind the scenes that they may not know about.
Sure. Well, anybody that doesn't know, I mean, hopefully you do know what our National Rethink Council is and what we do. But there's 15 of us across the country. So, and then our broker advisors. So we have our monthly calls and we meet quarterly. So I did have the privilege to go out to California, kind of to our Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices headquarters in Irvine in January. So we, kind of met there. We just met at convention. We just got to go to Philly a couple weeks ago for Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, Fox and Roach, which was incredible. So it gives us that opportunity. We'll meet again at Summit. But our main goal, not only do we kind of go there, we mastermind together, we kind of group together and see what our best practices are, what's working better for each agent in the different countries. We actually will create training materials. So for all of you guys in the different changes that are coming to the Resource Center, which we have had several people who very much desire those changes coming. So we get to help and kind of facilitate that. So we got to see some of it of what's coming along when we were just out in Philly a couple weeks ago. So I do think you guys will be very happy. But we help with all that. And then they will put together, after we're there for a couple days, group together of what's working best that will facilitate that and then pass it all back to you guys. So it just is a way for us to be the ambassadors for our company. So if there's anything on a nationwide that you guys really want changed, we can facilitate that for you and kind of get it up from there and then bring it back down to our individual companies. So I think the whole purpose of it, we make each of our companies stronger, which will eventually make our Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices brand stronger. So we've been doing a lot of that. And then, yes, we also have to write these blogs or get to write these blogs as well. But it has been an amazing opportunity to kind of be able to and bring those things back to you all. And then as vice versa, bringing some things that we're doing here and kind of be able to share them across the country to make us all a little stronger here.
Yeah,
in this
absolutely.
Market.
And I think you mentioned something that is sort of a sneak peek with the Resource Center and everything. There are some changes coming to that that we've heard about and are excited for and everything. So I know that is definitely one of, I think, everyone's most used tools that we all use. And it definitely, I think, needs some improvement. And I think that groups like Rethink and as well as our marketing chapter calls and everything as well, all of that facilitates these. So that's, I think, one of the main takeaways from this week's episode is sort of if you have a question, if you want something changed, all you have to do is ask. I mean, I think really there are the people out there like us who work with the Rethink groups or, work with the different teams at BHHS that can really facilitate some of those changes. So I don't want any agent to feel like they're struggling because these tools are out there and it just takes asking or, proactively reaching out to find that out.
Yeah, I agree. Your concerns are being addressed. And as far as training materials also, like you said, if you don't want you to feel like you're out there on your own, BHHS has been doing an incredible job, I think, this year of making these different training videos and seminars that you guys can go online and take as far as what our resource center is, and they are working on making it more user-friendly, but there are tons of really good training materials out there. If you guys are having trouble getting them, just ask. But they are really working to help make each and every one of us better and stronger in this market.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's it. Thank you, Laurie, for talking with us this week, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you.